Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, you see him? He's laying down. You see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
He's on the roof. He's right
dealers. We have people that
right
should not be
here,
here.
right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
You went right on the roof, big guy.
It's up here.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
The assassination attempt at the weekend has raised a lot of questions, not least of which, how was it that a rooftop with a clear line of sight to where Donald Trump was speaking just 120 metres away was left completely unattended? Well, Agent Snowflake, also known as the Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheetle, went on the ABC to explain it was all a matter of workplace health and safety.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
You have got to be kidding me. They couldn't put agents on the roof because it was sloped. My driveway has a bigger slope than that roof. And it's funny how, the Secret Service agents had no trouble navigating that dangerous slope when they were on the roof after the gunman had shot Donald Trump in the side of the head. There they are on that dangerous roof called workplace health and safety.
Basically a cliff.
Basically, it's also funny how the Secret Service agents, when they were poised behind Donald Trump during his speech, were on a sloped roof. Have a look at this vision. Here's the Secret Service agents, the snipers, behind Donald Trump while he's speaking. That looks to me, Caleb, and like
very slopey.
How could that possibly
that has got to be
the
at least a 5-degree slope right there.
Call HR.
I'm surprised.
Can you imagine them being asked to do this? Your mission, if you choose to accept it, and they're like, excuse me, did you just say there's a slope involved?
I think what it is, these are the only two agents who passed the sloped roof physical training test,
Well,
and were therefore certified to be on that roof.
This is the problem, and we know the Secret Service did such a terrible job. Clearly, they've unionised, right? And so they got their union rep to call up Cheetle and say, look, we're not going up on any sloped roofs, miss. We're not going to do it. And I love that she says, look, it was really about safety. We had to worry about the safety of our officers. What about the safety of President Trump not being shot in the ear because you were too worried about the safety of your own officers, whose job, by the way, is to, if they have to, take a bullet, offer their lives for the protection of presidents and former presidents.
Look, it's one thing to take a bullet, it's another thing to sprain an ankle, Caleb. And we should point out that Secret Service agents and government snipers have no problem guarding the White House, where Joe Biden, incidentally, resides. Have a look at this image.
Check out the slope.
Look at the slope on that thing.
That guy is basically, he's what is it, hang gliding at this point. What's the one where you literally...
He's free falling, basically, yes.
Absolutely.
That should not be allowed.
He should have wings.
That should not be allowed, but we shouldn't talk about it too much because they might actually go and now flatten all the roofs on the White House and turn it into an architectural nightmare.
Can you believe this Kimberly Cheetle, though? I mean, she oversees the biggest stuff up in probably our lifetime, refuses to quit, and then trots out such ridiculous excuses as, well, it was all about workplace health.
I know, it is utterly ridiculous. And again, it opens up this question about whether or not it was a quote-unquote inside job.
I don't think it's a question anymore,
People had
my
knowledge of what was going to happen. Because, I mean, look, to sit there with a straight face and say we couldn't send anyone up on that roof because it had a slope on it. Meanwhile, they were on the other roof over the other side that did have a slope on it. We just left the one roof available that would give someone a direct line of sight to the president that was behind the crowd so that the crowd couldn't see that he was there. It all just sounds too perfect, right? And a Republican representative for Florida, Corey Mills, who himself is a former sniper, has been raising exactly this question. He has it in the back of his head that perhaps there was something deliberate going on here, but he's a bit scared to raise it.
I have a very difficult time not leaning myself towards this was intentional as opposed to fecklessness.
But wait, talk to me about that. I actually heard you say this the day after, which I wanted to ask you about. What do you mean intentional? I mean an intentional failure on the part of...
No, I wouldn't say an intentional failure on the part of, but I got to just, I sit here and I scratch my head. You don't want to be the conspiracist. You don't want to be the person.
I'm telling you, because that's what it's leaning towards.
No, I know. And that's the issue, is that you walk this fine balance of, you're not trying to be a conspiracist, but you look at it and you go, how could this have gone so...
But it's one thing if someone on the street says it. It's not, you, Corey Mills, member of Congress, former sniper, you saying it, it makes my eyebrows go up.
I didn't actually see her eyebrows go up in that clip, to be perfectly honest. Maybe she's had Botox. But you know, she says right at the end, she lets the game away, a former sniper. I mean, when a former sniper is asking those questions, maybe we should pay a little bit of attention.
Yeah, he said he's done thousands of advanced teams. He's done thousands of these. He's the counter sniper. He said he's done it thousands of times himself. So this guy knows what he's talking about. And the prevailing question is, so we knew that the cops knew he was there. One of them even talked to him. We knew that the Secret Service had been alerted by the cops that they were there. And this sniper was well within their scope. They knew he was there too. Nothing was done to neutralise the threat. You'd think the least you could do in that situation is get Donald Trump off stage. You know that this guy's an imminent threat. You know where he is. He's got a direct line of sight. He is in perfect position and he has a rifle with a scope attached. So you know what he's there to do. The very least you can do is not leave the president a sitting duck on the stage. And that is what they did.